Welcome to CSS Demystified. My name is Kevin Powell, and I've made this course because a lot of people tell me that they find CSS a struggle. They fight with it. Sometimes it feels like they're throwing paint against a wall and hoping something sticks at one point. Now, I consider myself a CSS evangelist. Not only do I love CSS and think it's a lot of fun, but I also want to show other people that it is something that they can fall in love with as well. And that's what CSS Demystified is all about. I'm putting this course together because I want people to stop being frustrated by CSS. There's a lot of reasons that people struggle with CSS, but one of them is I really do think that it tricks us into thinking it's a simple language, because when you start writing it, it's very simple. You have a property and a value pair and background blue, and your background changes to blue. But the more you write CSS, the more you realize that there's a lot more going on than just that. It is actually pretty complicated. And sometimes it can feel even counterintuitive. I'm creating this course as something that I wish I had once I started realizing that CSS isn't so easy. I'm really revisiting a lot of the basics that we cover early on and then never talk about again. The things that we sort of take for granted that we know, by going back and revisiting things like the cascade and trying to dive into things like formatting context and really understanding how these things are meant to work and the implications these have on our layouts and on our code. It can really influence how we write our CSS. We can start writing it in more maintainable, predictable ways and really know what's going to go on. And even when you want to learn new things, you sort of understand the principles that they're built upon, and it's easier to implement these new things into your project. CSS isn't like other programming languages, and that is another thing that we need to stop fighting against and start embracing and understanding it as something that is different from other languages. People try and make it behave the way they want it to, rather than embracing the way it's meant to work and then taking full advantage of that to write good quality code. Once you embrace how CSS is supposed to work, I really do believe that you can understand it much better and you can write better code, and you won't get frustrated by it anymore because you understand what's going on and why that's happening. We're going to be learning all of this through a combination of theory with slides, me talking. We're going to be looking at hands-on examples of everything. So we're going to be looking at code, seeing how what we're talking about is influencing it in real time, or we make changes to it. And we're also going to be doing it with code challenges, where I'm going to challenge you to make sure that you are learning. And we also have a full single page build that we're going to be doing. We're going to be looking at all of the things that we learned, how that can influence how we're writing our CSS, how we're organizing our CSS. And the best way to do it, of course, is by implementing it into an actual project. I am so excited for this course. As I said, it's something that I'm creating because I wish I had this when I reached a certain point, and I still haven't seen anything that is like it. I really think we can change how we approach CSS by understanding it at a deeper level, and it's just going to make your life so much easier. So if you really do feel like you're fighting CSS all the time, you're struggling with it, you find it counterintuitive, or every time you make a change it has unintended consequences, all those types of things, this course is for you. So go down below, hit that enroll button, and I'll see you in the course soon.